So Malcom X had a very important message for us in regards to Africa before he was assassinated, and today we're going to discuss what that message was. My name is Ambassador Tim Ford Jr. of the African Union AUCS, and I've been living over in East Africa, Tanzania for almost 5 years now, and I help my people invest, rebuild, and return over to the continent of Africa. But today, we're going to discuss a very important message that our brother, the late, great Malcom X, had before he was assassinated over in America. So let's go.
Our only hope. Our hope is in a strong Africa. And when Africa is strong, our position in America will be one of respect. But if Africa is weak, we will never be in a position of respect in America. They used to have a saying that one doesn't have a Chinaman's chance. But they don't say that anymore. They used that expression back when China was weak. But now since Mao Zedong has been successful in making China a strong country, the Chinese have more chance than anybody else. So this saying has become outdated. Well, just as it took a strong China to give a Chinese person respect wherever that Chinese person is found on this earth, when we get a strong Africa, the person of African origin or African ancestry will be respected any place on this earth, even in America. But he will not be respected in America until Africa is strong, just as the Chinaman wasn't respected abroad until China became strong.
So before Malcom X was assassinated, he came and visited Africa for 7 whole weeks. He came over and he visited many of the leaders who were in place during that time, a lot of the presidents, a lot of the heads of states that were in position over here during the 60s. He came over here and sat down and spoke with them and began to gain a different perspective about our fight and what we were dealing with as a people. Once he came over here to the continent of Africa, he grew from black nationalist to pan-Africanist because he began to understand what we were dealing with on an international level and how important it was for us to come together wholly throughout the diaspora and not just over in America. So while he was over here in Africa before he went back to America, he decided to attempt to take racism and injustice to the United Nations, to international court in an effort to get us help for what we were dealing with over in the United States of America as a people. He created the organization of Afro-American Unity, and it was after this move that got him assassinated for the work that he was about to embark on and attempt to do throughout the entire world. Now, it was cool and fine for him to stay over in America and say, hey, we need to fight these people within this system and continue to be bold within this system. But when he woke up and realized that he needed to take this fight internationally, that was something that they couldn't have, and they decided to act in a way that was very detrimental, and it hindered the work that we were trying to do as a people and what he set out to do during that time. Now, this is something that they never taught us, and we never knew that actually happened during the time of Malcom X. We never knew that he came over here to the continent of Africa and sat down with leaders and got to talk to them and was able to learn from them and see what we were really dealing with on an international level.
Malcolm was killed because of another brother named DePinto. A lot of people thought he was African, but he was East Indian. He was born in Nairobi. He's the one that changed Malcolm's head from black nationalist to Pan-Africanism and made that connection from here to there. And the government said, we can't let this happen. He's the one that persuaded Malcolm when he went to Africa and stayed 7 weeks and met with all the real leaders. And then he's the one that discussed with Malcolm of bringing racism to the doorsteps of the UN. And as Malcolm was being shot dead in New York City, DePinto was being gunned down in Nairobi. All right. Same time. All right? Same time.
That's a fact.
So don't tell me about no black Muslims.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
The same time. Same time. Malcolm was being gunned down. Now, let me finish this.
So he knew, at that time, he knew and understood what needed to be done and how he needed to switch perspectives in order to help our people as a whole. And now we know and we feel it as well. It's no coincidence that the entire African diaspora responded in the way that we did in response to President Captain Ibrahim Traore and what they tried to do through Langley during that time. More and more of our people are starting to stand up and really see that It is time for us to stop dealing with this and fight this thing tooth and nail so that we don't end up in the same situation that we unfortunately see ourselves in right now. I'm not gonna lie, since I've been here since 2020, a lot of my people perspective has changed in regards to the continent of Africa. And with President Captain Ibrahim Traore and the moves that he's doing, in the way that he's boldly proclaiming and standing strong for his country, it's waking more and more of our people up. And this is what the Western world was afraid of happening with Malcom X during that time. There has been a coordinated effort to stop any of our leaders or brothers who decide to be bold and proclaim that they are going against the power structure and saying, you know what, we need to do something different for our people. So the fact that our brothers and sisters are saying, you know what, I just want to do something different, that's disrespectful to the power structure. They feel like you should be assassinated if you decide to do something along those lines. But now it's a new time. It's a new day, and it's a whole new era in place right now. And that's why President Captain Ibrahim Traore has the power that he has, and more people are rallying behind him. There's even been reports that they've offered his bodyguards millions of dollars to take him out in the middle of his prayer, and he denied it in an effort to stay strong behind his brother. Throughout history, there have been so many people within the camps that took the leaders down because they had greed, because they had jealousy, because they had envy. But now, we are clearly in a new time. It's a new era where our people are saying, you know what? We're not going to continue to fall victim to the mess that you guys keep putting in our face and trying to force us to be subjugated to. We're going to move differently. We're going to lock arms. We're going to connect with our brothers and sisters, and we're going to boldly do what we need to do to stand against what you guys are putting in place. We have this information out now. We have these different technologies that's giving us the real information and the truth about what we've been dealing with, and spreading this knowledge out in a way that they couldn't have expected. So with all this information that's going out and what we have access to, it is time now more than ever for us to take the mantle and move forward. We had Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey started this. He talked about how we needed to come to Africa and what we needed to do as a people so that we can get ourselves out of the position that we were in. And our brother Malcom X came over here, and he decided to take up the mantle and try to take the work to the next level, and developed an organization for us to come together as well so that we can do the same work that Marcus Garvey set out for us to do. And unfortunately, our brother Marcus Garvey was exiled out of America and lied on and sabotaged out of his position, and people taking money to tear him down. And the same thing happened with our brother Malcom X. Someone within his organization positioned themselves as an informer in order to give his whereabouts and the move that he was making in order to set him up to be assassinated. And last but certainly not least, we had our great leader, activist Stokely Carmichael, later known as Kwame Ture. He came over to the continent of Africa from the United States of America, from the Black Panther movement, and became a Pan-Africanist and started to work and do things to bring us together as a people. Now, he left us through natural causes, thankfully, later in his old age, so we are grateful that he was able to put in enough work for us to move forward and do the work that needs to be done as a people to bring our people together and liberate us from the mess that we're dealing with as a people. So with these greats that went before us and laid the foundation and laid the groundwork, and Malcom X sacrificing and putting us in position and giving us the knowledge so that we can move forward and go to the next level, it is no time for fear. It is no time to move in a way where we're fearful of going to what we know we need to do. We see President Captain Ibrahim Traore positioning himself boldly, proclaiming and standing in a position in the gap to let the world know that Africa is not dealing with this anymore. Africa is not going to be subjugated to what you guys keep trying to put us under through the Western world. And now we have Mama Samia over here in Tanzania banning the use of USD and foreign currencies over in her country. We have the president of Namibia saying no more free visa entry to European countries. Now more and more of our people are starting to say, you know what, let's get right. Let's do this properly. Let's connect ourselves. And all of the people that are over in the Western world, all of our people from the diaspora that protested, that stood up, that's using their platforms to say, Ibrahim Traore is doing something good for us as a people. Ibrahim Traore is positioning our people to get our wealth back, to stand in our rightful positions as leaders throughout the entire world, to take claim and leadership of our natural resources that we have access to on our continent. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's get in our positions. Let's be bold. Let's continue the message that Malcolm X had for us before he was unfortunately taken from us way, way, way too soon, guys. Let's be bold. Let's get in our lane. Let's do our work. And let's continue to show that we are not going to be subjugated to whatever they tell us to do. Our ancestors always fought. None of our ancestors were docile. They want us to think that they were docile. That's what they wrote in the history books. But if we go and look for ourselves, we see our people always fought. Our people always said, you know what, this is not it. And the main reason that America got to the level that it is now, and I guess showing some form of equality in a sense, is because our intellectual people stayed over there and continued to fight within that system. Our people decided to sacrifice and stay there and get that built right. Our people fought and said, you know what, let's change this, let's change that. But if our people would have said, you know what, let's just go to Africa. Let's just go back home. Let's just build back our continent. Things would have been a lot different. Things probably wouldn't have lasted as long as they did. More of our people would have had the Marcus Garvey mentality and decided to leave during that time and before that whenever they had the chance. So, hey, now we're here. Now we understand. Now we have a full scope of everything that happened, what happens in that environment, the outcome that you get from staying in that environment, and you reaping what you've sown from staying in that environment. So the choice is yours. Do you want to put your focus on the continent of Africa? Do you want to build back up our motherland, or do you want to still fight for a system that's built and structured in a way that will never give us a fair chance and a fair opportunity? It's not built like that. It's not built for that. So it will never do that. You may get you some money. You may step up into society. You may get you a managerial position. You may get into a spot where you feel like you got you some nice money in your pocket. But at the end of the day, within that system, there's still that lingering thought that you know who you are, you know what you're subjugated to, and you know at the end of the day it can be taken from you in the snap of a finger or the blink of an eye. If you're watching our content, you're probably interested in coming over to the continent of Africa, where you're in luck. I have a free document that gives you everything you need to know in order to have a solid foundation so that you come over here successfully. All you have to do is sign up to our newsletter at our website, and you'll be sent that document directly to your inbox. And also, we have a free course that gives you everything you need to know so that when you decide to come over here, you have everything you need so that you can be good to get started. And we offer Swahili courses as well for those who are interested. If you want to be well-rounded and speak the language of Swahili so that you can come over here and be competent and handle your business properly, join us in our self-paced Swahili course as well. And we also offer consultations for those who are interested. I will sit on the phone with you and answer all the questions that you have to make sure that you and your family know everything you guys need to know so that y'all can make a smooth transition over here to the continent of Africa. And last, but certainly not least, we have a membership community of like-minded individuals who are working together and coming over here to the continent of Africa to hold each other accountable and build alongside one another. So if you're interested in joining our community or taking advantage of any other resources that we have for you guys, make sure you just click the link in the description box and join us at our website, and we got you, all right? Since we're here, got to show y'all some of the products real quick.
This I'm not your body ready. I'm not your body.
Yeah, natural product.
Not your body.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, come closer. Come.
Baby.
Busy Beachy.
Baby. Karibu.
And also, if you're interested in getting an herbal consultation to learn traditional methods and ways to help you overcome any illness or sickness you've been dealing with, click the link in the description box and sign up for our herbal consultations now, and my beautiful wife got you. And also, if you're interested in learning how to make herbal products and learning the traditional methods to foster in healing from different diseases, and also how to set up FDA GMP compliant herbal businesses, join us in our FordsHerbal Medicine Academy, where my beautiful wife, licensed herbal practitioner and student midwife, will teach you how to do everything in order to set up your business properly and learn how to make your products properly. So join us if you're interested. Karibu. So, hey, Comment and let me know what you guys think about Malcolm X and what he experienced and what he said before he was unfortunately taken from us. Did you know about this? Did you have an idea about what he said and what he experienced when he came over here for 7 weeks to the continent of Africa? Is that something that's new to you? Let me know in the comment box. And also let me know where you're tuning in from, wherever it is on the continent of Africa, or if you're in the Western world, let me know where you're showing love from. I always like to know where my people pulling up from and showing love and watching the content, all right? And if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned to the content, where I will continue to bring information about the continent of Africa and the history I've learned since being over here on the ground and showing you my life as I do things over here on the continent of Africa. So if you're interested in seeing any of those type of content, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned, all right? And if you want to support us in any kind of way, we have CashApp, PayPal, and Patreon down in the description box, and we appreciate all the support that helps us continue to produce this content on a high level and bring you the things that's going on over here on the continent of Africa, all right? And if you've shown love at any point throughout our journey, thank you for the love, thank you for the support, and thank you for any donation, prayer, well wish, anything that's been sent our way. We don't take it for granted, and we're extremely grateful for it, all right? And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for your time, thank you for your attention. I don't take it for granted that you stay tuned to the end. I hope this content was able to bring you some value, and you see the importance of knowing our history and what Malcolm X said we should do and how we should move as a people, all right? If you made it to the end, thank you for your time again. Make sure you keep your shalom peace and don't let these people stop you, all right? Make sure you do something with this information and don't live in fear and continue to stay subjugated to what we were born in, all right? Y'all stay safe out there.